room.
That's true.
So Paul won that veto. Pissed, because he played it last year. Fix. Think on.
So he goes to Jessica. Okay, time for us to chat.
And she went, I feel like I've been called to the principal's office. And he went, yeah, kinda.
What an arsehole.
What a cunt. Then Paul enacted the next stage of his dastardly plan, where he told Jessica
that Cody's been talking smack.
That Cody told Matt, shot of Matt, so you remember who he is, that he wanted to work with Alex and Jason to take Jess and Raven out.
And it was true.
They did a flashback.
Yeah, to day 13. Day 13, though.
That was a long time ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Jessica said she didn't know that, but she said she would make a deal with Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
But if she decides not to use the hex, there's a few things that she wants in exchange. For 2 evictions, I don't want to go on the block, not even as a pawn. And I want whoever wins HOH to take out Alex. She said in the diary room that she wants Alex's head on a stick.
Why did she hate Alex so much? Oh,
because Cody had that little thing in the early stages where he actually called her Alex by mistake in bed.
And then, but what would you say to Paul? I want to be safe for 2 evictions. Paul was only HOH this week. He's not HOH for the next 2 weeks.
But he's running the show.
Just goes to show, doesn't it?
Even she believes that he's in control of the house.
And she said, you have everyone's ear. And Paul
goes, the first one I can guarantee. But he was like, She goes, I want the second one more.
Hey, put that down.
You talk to whoever you need to talk to and get back to me.
Come here. Oh, we've got a wet cat on the loose. And then Paul was in the diary room with his fingers crossed going, sure, let's make that deal.
Yeah.
What a cunt.
But then he realised that he just needed to tell Jessica that was all go.
Maybe you'll limp it, would you? Yeah. Sorry, technical difficulties.
Involving feline
There's a wet
co-host.
pussy on my loose. Ew, his hair is everywhere. Oh, he looks cross. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he thought that he just had to kind of tell her. He basically went round and was like, look, guys, we've just got to convince her of this, and she won't use the hex, and it'll be grand.
And then Jessica said in the diary room, I guess Cody might be going home on Thursday, and I've never seen anyone look less sincere when they said something in all my life.
Told to do it for storyline by Big Brother?
And then I've written, I don't believe any of this for 1 second. So then we're on to the eviction. Woo! Julie was in her pineapple dress. Eco chic.
I don't like pineapples on clothing.
Hey!
But there's a reason for that.
Why?
Because once I went to this event, which was supposed to be some sort of immersive comedy event, and these 2 female comedians that were like, they weren't even funny. Their thing was pineapples, and there were pineapples everywhere. And I would just always associate that night with that.
What is an immersive comedy event?
It's like they had like bacon ice cream and stuff. I don't even know what it was. There was a performance where someone drew a beard on someone out of like whipped cream.
That's a strip thing.
If it was stripping, it would have been more fun.
That sounds awful.
It's ruined pineapples for me.
I think I've seen a lot of pineapples on a festival recently, like in the crowd, and then I looked at what it meant.
Yeah.
And it means weed, apparently. It's like a code word for weed.
What, if you've got an inflatable pineapple, you're dealing weed?
You want weed. Yeah. So there you go.
What about 40... What was it again?
You heard that here
401?
first. What? What's that?
401.
What's that?
That's a code for weed.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Don't you?
Gaz, I don't do drugs. So then Jessica was confronting Matt. Oh yeah, Jessica called Matt away from the cereal box and made him go in that room with the apples and said, hey, I've heard this from Paul, what are you going to say about it? I've put Matt is not comfortable with getting a storyline. He went, oh, I don't really want to go there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's not relevant now. 5 weeks later, things have changed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's important anymore.
But that was the first time I ever noticed Matt had an accent, because that was the first time I'd ever heard him speak.
What accent?
He's got like a southern accent.
Southern American accent?
Yeah, like Raven.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they got some like southern bonding going on.
And I thought, oh my God, that's the first time I've ever heard him say anything. It was weird. Sorry, what were you going to say then? I forgot.
No, that was just his quote about not wanting to get involved. Well, why didn't he?
Because he was saying the same thing about Raven. He was saying he wanted to get Raven out eventually. So it wasn't just throwing Cody under the bus with that conversation. It was under the rug. It was
Under the
throwing
rug.
him under it too.
So that was more self-preservation, was
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah, of course. That cereal ain't going to eat itself. So then Jessica went up to Cody and she went...
Oh yeah, when my mum watches this show, is she going to love you or is she going to hate you?
Cody's like, why'd you ask? Didn't say... didn't answer that question. Don't answer a question with a question. And then she's asked him about the map thing.
Oh yeah, you never said the sentence, we should leave Jason and Alex in the games and then take out Jess and Raven.
And he said, never. And she
He
said...
did that.
He did, but maybe he's
not
forgotten.
not in those words, maybe. Perhaps he's
forgotten.
being like economical with the truth.
Yeah, and also she's been in the diary room saying she's going to evict him, so whatever.
Jessica says, why is your face twitching?
Yeah.
And Cody walked away saying, fuck all this.
Yeah. So then Paul was going around telling everyone to pretend
He was
about
having
the deal.
he was basically having sub-team meetings at this point.
And then he was like skulking around by the washing machine.
Skulking.
And he went, hey, I can make the deal happen to Jessica. It's like hanging out on the street corner. And then Jessica and Cody were having a little pity party again. She said, when you watch this back, you'll see I'm exactly the person you thought I was. And I thought at that point, there's no way she's going to evict it. I already knew there was no way she wasn't going to use. And then he said, I have 1,000% loyalty in you. You're amazing on so many levels. And then they all called Jessica up to the room and everyone said, yeah, we're in on the deal. Done. It's done. 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 Done.
But hang on, Jessica and Cody had a breakup scene.
First...
Jessica and Cody had a breakup scene where she said, I'm done. And he said, I'm done. And she said, are you done with the game or done with me? And Cody said, you. I think.
Did he?
I think he did.
This was when he was like throwing himself on his sword, I guess, again, wasn't it?
If you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
No doubt. So yeah, so they all made the fake deal with Jessica.
Oh yeah, and Paul in the diary said, oh, my Pablo, and I wrote, is that his swan? It is his swan, isn't it?
My swan.
My swan.
I've written, don't mention Pablo because we liked you back then.
Can I just ask you that, Paul? Because
please
obviously
do.
I don't have the luxury of seeing him first time around.
No.
Did you like him first time
I
around?
loved him.
And did you want him to win?
Yeah, I liked him from day, dot. I liked him all the way through, and other people hated him because he was like a bit abrasive, but he wasn't like this.
I was going to say, how did he play last time?
He was fun. He didn't know the game at all, so he learnt it all on the fly. Like, just picked up things week by week. And everyone kind of treated him like a bit of an idiot. And he just picked it up gradually. And he had this really cool friendship with Victor. And they were just, like, best buddies. And it was all fun.
So he was actually likeable.
He was so likeable.
In a sense, like, you'd like to be friends with him.
Yeah, he was wicked. He had a really good personality. He was really funny. All his catchphrases were, like, funny. All his stop phrases. And then he called this girl Michelle a cunt, which was also funny, and she threw an apple at him and left a bruise on him, and she was crying in the diary room.
Is that
about
why
it.
the theme of this house is apples?
Maybe, yeah. His Achilles heel. And he was just... I tweeted this week, I don't believe this is Paul. This is like his evil twin. Because I can't believe it's the same Paul from last
twin
year.
twist.
Like if you like if you watched last year, you'd be like, what? Like he was like a controversial character last year, but he had genuine friendships with people and he was kind.
But presumably, a lot of these house guests have also watched him last series.
Yeah.
Are they not wondering why he's completely different this time around?
No, because I think they think he's the same.
Right.
I think those individual relationships, or most of them... oh, shit. Uh-oh. Oh, you've awakened the beast. I think those individual relationships they have with him, they think it is like a Victor-type relationship, that they do have that one-on-one friendship with him. But I think some people are starting to see through it now. But people like Alex thinks her and Paul are best buddies and they're in an alliance together.
She's a fool. But I don't really understand why they're allowing him to run this house for so long. At what point does it get...
Who are the other housemates?
Everyone else. Do they not... I mean, apart from Christmas saying, okay, this is not your Paul's HOH, whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone else seems to be absolutely 100% cool with the fact that Paul says jump and they say how high. Like, I don't understand...
It's like Cody said, they're all your fucking dogs, aren't they, down there?
Can't they think for themselves? Do they not?
Matt and Raven, they're just followers, aren't they? Jason's just an idiot. Kevin's just bumbling along. Josh is an idiot. Alex is an idiot. Mark's kind of an idiot. Elena's smart, but she's not really with the gang.
Do you think the problem is there's like no one in there is as cutthroat as Cody and Paul?
Yeah.
Everyone else is very much on the same sort of like middle. I don't know.
It's just
they're just like they're all just like
dumb.
on a level which can't match their gameplay, so they're all just having rings run around them.
I think they're just there for. Excuse me. God, we're both ill. Croaked.
Sunbathe and eat cereal.
They're just along for the ride, aren't they? They just want to get to jury. They're not even bothered about winning. Just there for the magazine deal, aren't they? Instagram followers. They are.
Do they get anything out of it, though, in BBUSA?
They don't get magazine deal, but they get...
No, but my friend says she reads about it in that magazine, People, whatever it's called.
They get all invited to clubs and shit, don't they? Like Scotty T and that.
They don't pay your bills.
I don't know.
I just don't understand.
Signing autographs like Paul Danan.
But what it seems like, this is like, we've seen this in UK Big Brother so many times when people, well, not so many times, a few times, when people go back into the house and they just trash their image. Like, people don't like Paul at the moment.
Well, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, right?
Who says that? Is that
someone on another podcast? But it's kind of true, isn't it? Yeah.
Did he go in OTT as well?
He just went in to host the competition,
right.
And then he went, I don't know who any of you are. Which is quite funny. Is that cat? Mind that drink. It makes me nervous.
You're freaking out.
I know.
Got a very
so
flat
I didn't like this. The veto meeting was in... This is how I knew as well there wasn't going to be an eviction. Because the veto meeting is normally at the end of the veto episode. But the veto meeting was in the eviction episode. And you know how I like the formulaic nature of BBUS? Freaked me out that the veto meeting was in the eviction. You didn't even notice,
no.
did you? I was like, what's going on? The veto meeting shouldn't be there. The cat is... Are you looking for trouble? So... Jessica and Cody had to give their speech. Jessica stood up and said...
World peace. That was it.
World
we all know it's love, peace and harmony.
There's a Morrissey song called World Peace is None of Your Business.
Morrissey is a big cat person I found out on International Cat Day. Is that the reason you've got a cat?
No, but I love Morrissey and I love cats. It's a win-win. And then
Cody said, I have no speech.
That's a good speech, isn't it? And Paul went, well, that's shocking. And then
Judy said, sorry, that's not what Judy said. When the house is in flux, anything can happen.
That's good. And then Paul used the veto on Jason. And then Jessica said, I'm never going to be okay with people verbally attacking Cody. And then Paul was in the kitchen moaning about their speeches and he went, making a mockery of this game is really funny. They're disrespecting me and laughing in the veto meeting.
Yeah.
What is he, teacher's pet?
Respect the ceremony.
Yeah. This veto ceremony is adjourned. It was so obvious Cody wasn't going as Jessica was basically had her tongue down his throat during the whole eviction episode, didn't she? They were so close together on that couch. As if she wasn't going to use the hex, you know what I mean?
Fully back on.
They were like limpets attached to each other. So the next bit was Jessica was hanging out some washing and then she overheard Kevin and Raven talking in some room and they were like holding up the veto or something. And Jessica
just want to feel how heavy it was.
Yeah, Jessica thought there was something fishy going on.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Which there was, but there was something fishy going on.
Yeah, there was.
They were talking about her. And then she went to Raven. Oh, can I have a word? And then she took Raven in that room. And
yeah.
And she went, oh, that conversation you were just having looks really sketchy. And then Cody got Raven in the Apple room and went...
Raven just sang like a canary.
But did she? Hold on, is that a joke?
No.
It's like a bird joke, isn't it?
The plan did go tits up though.
Cody said to Raven, why are you so against me in this game? And Raven said, the whole house is against you. And Cody said, you're your own person in this game. You can do whatever you want. And Jessica went, oh, Cody, just stop. She didn't like Cody trying to endear himself to Raven. And then Raven went back and reported back to Paul.
That was it.
Yeah, go on. Are you lost?
Yeah, but I've got it here that she went back and spoke to him.
And Paul went, do you mind if I stand up for you? Ugh.
And Paul was going to Jessica, why has chaos erupted?
Yeah.
He was like the head teacher.
Yeah.
And Jessica accused Paul of playing a psychological game, apparently.
Oh, yeah. And then Jessica said, well, I am going to use the temptation. And Paul said, now is time to bring the chaos.
Game
So
on,
this-
bitches.
So this was the whole bit that's caused a bit of a hoo-ha, I think, which was basically Paul basically told...
Yeah.
So-
Basically,